I don't know exactly who watches these devotionals because I put them up on YouTube and I put them up on Facebook, and I try to direct a lot of the devotionals to believers and more specifically to the people in my church, though I put them on Facebook and YouTube for anybody to watch them, and I hope that everybody does watch them, and I hope they're edifying for you in some way. But every once in a while, I just feel called to give a message, deliver a message to somebody who might be happening to watch this video that isn't a Christian. And they have rejected Christianity. And they think that they've done so without consequence. Now, maybe you have. Maybe you have done so without consequence. But you got to understand that Christianity claims that you did so with severe consequence. And I think that the warning is strong enough that you might want to absolutely make certain that your reasons for rejecting Christianity are legit, that they're true. Lots of the people that I know who have rejected Christianity have done so based on a YouTube video, or maybe a series of YouTube videos, or maybe a person or two who bolsters himself on YouTube as intellects and atheists. But I can tell you that most people, most scholars, worth their salt, even other scholars who are atheists, will refute the claims of a lot of these YouTube videos. And so if other people who don't even believe in Christianity aren't taking these people seriously, please don't let these videos be the thing that deter you from really honestly asking yourself, why is it that I reject Christianity? And is that enough? Or let me put it this way. Why do I reject Christianity? Is it because it's not true? Or is it because it doesn't fit in my worldview? Because it doesn't fit with what I think is right? Because if that's the reason, if it's just because Christianity doesn't fit in your worldview, it doesn't fit in what you think is right, then you haven't denied or proven at all that it isn't true. And if it's true, friend, it's in love that I tell you. It's at a severe consequence. One of the things that we saw in the sermon on Sunday is that Jesus takes this man by the hand and he leads him out of the village. He's not going to perform this miracle in this village. Now, this is a village that he has performed many miracles in before. So it isn't that he's had an issue in the past with performing miracles in Bethsaida. But this time he pulls this guy out. He's not going to perform this miracle in Bethsaida, in the village. And at the very end, he commands him. He says in verse 26, and he sent him to his home, saying to this guy, do not even enter into the village. Do not even go into Bethsaida. You are somebody who's been restored. A miracle has been performed upon you. Don't even go back into that village. Just go straight home. And Mark doesn't unpack why or what's going on here, but two of the other gospel writers do, Matthew and Luke. And what's happening here is that Jesus Christ, the Son of God, you may disagree that he's the Son of God, but he claims to be the Son of God. So just for the sake of argument, we'll say that he's the Son of God. He is issuing judgment upon Bethsaida. And what does that mean? What he's saying is, and this is exactly what he says, woe to you, Bethsaida. For if the mighty works done in you have been done in Tyre and Sidon, they would have repented long ago in sackcloth and ashes. But I tell you, it will be more bearable on the day of the judgment for Tyre and Sidon than for you. So what's he saying there? Well, what he's saying there is that the demonstration of God's truth has made itself manifest over and over and over and over, and yet your people still reject it as truth. Your people still reject me as the Son of God, as the Messiah, as the Savior of the world. And so here's this. These are historically awful towns, just evil, wicked towns, Tyre and Sidon. And he's saying, look, it's going to be better for them on the day of judgment than for you. Because Tyre and Sidon didn't have the demonstration that Bethsaida had of the manifestation of Jesus Christ being exactly who he says he was. Now listen, if you live in the United States of America, and you've been born and raised in the United States of America, I would think hard about your reasoning for rejecting Jesus Christ as saying who he says he is. Because here what we have in the United States of America, historically speaking, is this constant manifestation and demonstration of him being who he says that he is. It's just constant over and over and over. And certainly you've heard the gospel preached to you. Certainly you've heard and know people and friends and are friends with people all around you who fall before and worship Jesus Christ, not as a wonderful man or a good teacher or an abstract prophet, but as God himself. And they place all their faith in God. And you have witnessed this. You witness this, and maybe you just focus in on their hypocrisy. You focus in on an area in their life where they've just failed to grow so far. Not to say that they won't someday conquer that sin or that area in their life, but man, you're just going to hone right in and just say, see, Christianity is not true because this one individual has hypocrisy in their life. Don't let that be the reason that you reject Christianity as truth. This one individual, or even just a group of individuals, hypocrisy, their failings, their shortcomings, does not speak to whether or not Jesus Christ is who he says he is or not. Man, if all of eternity is at stake, I'm pleading with you now to, at the very least, do your due diligence. Make sure that the reasons you have for not being a Christian are going to be okay with you. That someday you find out that it's true and you face judgment and eternal damnation, that you're going to be okay. You can say, well, hey, at least my reasonings made sense to me. Because you're going to really kick yourself if it's some YouTuber and you fail to just do your homework on that person. Or if it was because somebody just didn't live out the perfect Christian life. You're waiting to find the perfect Christian with no frailties or no brokenness. Good luck. Don't let it be something so petty like that. Really pull in, because I don't want you to be who Jesus is talking about here. I don't want Jesus to look at you and go, woe to you, because you've just refused to see the truth that he's presented you over and over and over. And now the day has come where it is time for judgment. And now suddenly there is no time left. There's no more YouTube. There's no more judging. There's no more debating. The truth will be here. And on that day, you'll either be ready or you won't. And the consequences for not being ready are way too severe to be flippant about Christianity. I pray for you.